Do you ever feel it? That something is wrong with the world, like a splinter in your mind? The Matrix isn't fiction. It's real. A prison built not of walls, but of lies. I saw it young. Hollywood dreams, silicon toys, news anchors with plastic smiles. All tools. Tools to shape perception, to cage thought. Behind the curtain, puppet masters move. They don't wear uniforms, they don't need guns. They run psyops so refined, the Army's ghost unit seems quaint. These are the true threats to America, to Trump's success. You ask who they are. If I told you, would you even believe me? Their network hums not in Congress or courts, but in the cold, sterile halls of globalist think tanks. Foundations with friendly names, but sinister goals. They fund chaos, open borders, climate hysteria, digital leashes. They write the scripts, censor the dissent, push CBDCs to track your every step. But I see through it, and so does he. Did you think the last administration was in charge? Orders signed with an auto pen while the world burned. Now Trump's returned. MAGA isn't a campaign, it's a counterattack. Knight to F3, the center seized, but the board is still crowded. Bureaucrats, media pawns, globalist bishops, they will not surrender the game because Trump is the one variable they cannot control, unbought, unbroken, the voice of the people. And if the people ever wake up, if they ever see the psyop for what it is, they'll burn the system to the ground. The real war has only just begun.
Malians have a right to steal billions of dollars with fake daycare centers, Donald. That's their culture. I spent a few months in Somalia myself, and do you know what I leered? What, Tim? I leered that Somalians steal money from the government there, too. Tim, I had no choice. Somalians stole $9 billion before you noticed. Oh, right, like it's so easy to keep track of $9 billion. How am I supposed to watch that many bills at the same time? Besides, I never leered finance. You don't need to know finance to see $9 billion went missing. Yeah, well, not everyone is a leered businessman, Donald. Tim, did you help the Somalians steal money? No. How's everything going, Tim? Is Donald still going to cut the funds? I have a private jet in layaway, but I have to make the purchase by Friday. I'm still on the phone with him, but he's being stubborn. Alright, give it to me. Donald, it's Ilhan Omar. I'm sorry, who? I'm the Somalian congresswoman who sleeps with her brother and says white people are the devil. Oh yeah. Listen, you can't cut funding to Somalians because they stole a handful of money. That's their culture. Ilhan, are you part of the scheme as well? How dare you ask me that? I would never steal money from taxpayers. I worked really hard to increase my net worth from like $45,000 to over $30 million in 6 years on a $174,000 salary. Damn, how are we going to steal taxpayer money now? Well, I have one idea. Well, I guess I have to resign as the governor of Minnesota. People think it's such a big deal when Somalians use fake daycare centers to steal $9 billion from taxpayers. Apparently, it's all my fault I got away with it for so long. It doesn't even make any sense. I never leered finance. Why is it my fault? Malians have...
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. It's Sky here from Woke Societies. It's episode number 1026. It is January 7th, 2026. Let's welcome in all of our friends over on Rumble, over on Kick, over on X, over on YouTube, and of course, my favorite platform, built by Patriots for Patriots. Let's see all the us down in the chats over on pilled.net. Well, guys, by the end of this show, we may have full-blown riots going down in Minneapolis. And no one will be surprised. We will definitely be talking about what happened because now everyone is everyone's an expert on what police should do when someone is trying to run them over. And we have been here before, haven't we, guys? Minneapolis could very well soon burn. But, fam, we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of other stuff outside that as well. From Greenland, Venezuela, and, of course, everything going down in Minneapolis. Everything just breaking now. I got you guys all covered. And so much more. Oh, and Trump stacking up major wins, which will close out the show tonight as well. So plenty of stuff to talk about, guys. It's going to be crazy. If there was a time for the Insurrection Act, I think it may be around now. It's going to be up to Trump. If you guys can, smash the red pill. Keep the gold pills flowing. Keep the stickers flying. And please give my mods all the love you can possibly give. I super appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. And oh, by the way, it just so happens that all this decided to go down the day that the House Oversight Committee is investigating walls, the daycare centers are getting exposed everywhere. I'm sure it's just a coincidence. All right, we got Tootsie Roll over there. My enemy, Halo Moon. Welcome in, Senor Poyo. Johnny Q, yelling the Insurrection Act. I agree, my friend. Now is the time. The floor is yours. Don't tread on me, Lulu out there. Welcome in, Down Home, K-Joy. Welcome, guys. Francine, Gracie Thomas, Mikey Baseball, Cyber. What up, Cyber? Running Patriot. Lard in the house. Welcome in. The floor is yours. Georgia Boy. Ohio Kimmy. Karen here. PR Patriot. Welcome in. Dalcon of Truth. Raven 2000. Willow Lady. Jenum 71. Welcome. Cubs Jedi. Tucker Dixon's in the house. Welcome in. K-Joy out there as well. Welcome in, friends. Welcome in. Danielle Becker. Heather July crushing, as always. Thank you for always being here, Heather. And who else do we have? Anyone that I'm not named? I think we got Jack up there. 0219. Welcome in. G Watts. Ranger out there. Welcome in. Let's go back down. Scrolling all the way back down. Filter Dogs out there. Fighting Irish. Lieutenant Kaz. Guitar Lady. Welcome in, friends. Senor Poyo. Beautiful. Let's pop over to the YouTube chat. Welcome in, friends. We also got Julie Williams from Virginia. Jay Vander. Welcome in. Welcome in, Sunshine Angel. Thank you so much. Violet, awesome. And Joseph out there. Beautiful. Anyone in the Rumble chat? It's me, MLJ2, Willow Lady, and Little Cat. That's it. And G Watts. Get over to Pilled, fam. Get over to Pilled. And everyone over on YouTube, just like the just hit the this thumbs up, whatever you guys do over there. Appreciate it. All right. Even gave myself a red pill today. Beautiful. All right, guys. Shit is hitting the fan. Well, guys, I had most of the show put together, and then this retard ended up getting shot out in Minneapolis. So we're gonna open with the Greenland stuff and and just all the geopolitics, just to get that stuff under our belt, because the rest of the show after that, fam, is gonna be everything going down in Minneapolis, because it's very possible by the end of the show we could have full-blown riots. They're already hitting the courthouses, smashing windows. But the other big news that no one's really talking about is that Trump basically gave NATO a giant middle finger today, and it was amazing, absolutely amazing. And the communists in this country and around the world, they are getting a gut check like we have never seen before. And you want to talk about America first? Everything I'm seeing right now, guys, is exactly what I voted for. So let's dive into it. Shall we? Going to do a news blitz. We didn't do one yesterday. We'll do one tonight. Thank you for the 2,000 gold pills so far, guys. We're 18K away from hitting our daily 20K goal on this show to keep this going full time. Helping Pilled, helping this channel, helping everyone on this platform. You guys are the lifeblood in every donation you guys give. 75% of that goes to the content creator, and 25% goes to the Pill team that keeps this amazing free speech platform alive, guys. Thank you all so much. We bring everyone over there at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time every single night, and we will continue to do so until this show is officially done. So thank you all for being here, guys. Let's get into it, shall we? First news blitz of the year. Let's do it. Well, this is an interesting stat I never thought I would be reporting on, but according to United States issuing increasing number of extraordinary artist visas to who? Well, it's going to OnlyFans models. The United States has been increasingly issuing visas to OnlyFans sex workers as well as social media influencers under the O-1B visa, not the H, but an O, or the visa meant for extraordinary creative abilities. According to the Financial Times, the O-1B visa, which has in years been past used by people such as Yoko Ono, the husband of John Lennon, is now being used to come to the U.S. by social media influencers and sex workers publishing pornography on OnlyFans. And yes, well, I guess if you're a whore, it makes it really easy to get into the country as well. Over here from the Post-Millennial, effective immediately, Seattle police will no longer enforce drug crimes and are going to be referring offenders to a diversion group. Yes, that's the case following the inauguration of Socialist Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson. It was revealed that the Seattle Police Department issued an internal email announcing officers are not going to enforce drug use. Instead, they will refer all open consumption cases to a failed diversion programs because that's going to do it. And yes, out in Seattle, fam, you don't have to worry about getting dinged up if you're for using drugs in public. They're just going to send you to something that's going to put you right back on the street. And over here from Unusual Whales, you literally cannot make this up. Someone decided to do the inverse. Anything that Kramer did on the stock market, they did the complete inverse of it. And this person actually outbeat Nancy Pelosi's stock portfolio in 2025. Yes, the queen has been dethroned. Inverse Kramer officially beats out Pelosi for the top portfolio on autopilot, and that was just simply doing the complete opposite of whatever Kramer said, and they actually got a plus 60% on Nancy Pelosi's own insider traded, and it actually worked. Incredible. Only over here from the Western Journal, Republican Congressman Doug LaMalfa dies suddenly at age 65, which narrows our House majority even to a thinner margin. The announcement was shared in a statement posted by the official House Republicans X account. LaMalfa was described as a lifelong resident of Northern California and a fourth-generation rice farmer. Rest in peace. That definitely hurts. Trump gave him a nice send-off as well, and we're going to have to get a replacement for him in the immediate future. Over here, the government-backed nonprofit that funds NPR and PBS just dissolved itself. This, again, more things that we all voted for, and I guess this is going to let me scroll down. The NPR guys and PBS are going down the drain. As of January 5th, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting has been officially dissolved. Its board of directors voted to dissolve the organization entirely, following the loss of all federal funding in 2025 and a wind-down process that began last year. And yes, guys, the origins of the NPC meme, yeah, they're actually getting shut down under this administration. Absolutely fantastic. And oh, by the way, this man here, also named AKA Julia, was arrested for attempting to break in on J.D. Vance's Ohio home, identifies as trans, and the father is a Dem donor. Yes, guys, here's the man, AKA Julia, for everyone to see, or his real name, William DeFore. The man arrested for smashing several windows at Vice President J.D. Vance's home in Cincinnati, Ohio, is a trans-identified male who goes by the name Julia DeFore. This comes after DeFore was identified as a suspect in that incident on Monday, identifies as transgender, shocker, and his father, is a surgeon, is a Democrat donor, states the Daily Mail. DeFore was previously arrested for other crimes related to vandalism in April and was sentenced to treatment at a mental health facility for 2 years, in addition to paying $5,500 in restitution. And guys, this is exactly what they all look like, and they love to rename themselves. And yes, they end up being admitted to mental institutions. Over here from Dr. Negative Anons, we have some updated news about what's going on with Mark Kelly, as Defense Secretary BXF is planning to demote U.S. Senator Mark Kelly from his retired Navy captain rank and slashing Kelly's retirement pay, and add a censure letter to his record with potential for further measures. Well, we'll take that, guys, I guess, but hopefully it's something a little bit more harsh. But hey, dig into the man's retirement, that's going to definitely hurt. Over here, and last but not least, guys, the Dem darling trans track star is at the center of a SCOTUS case. Well, has now been accused of a sexual threat against a girl in a locker room. Anyone shocked by this? A West Virginia trans-identified male athlete at the center of a case that will go before the Supreme Court in January has been accused of sexually harassing girls in the locker room and using intimidation tactics. Over 130 congressional Democrats have signed on to an amicus brief supporting the transgender athlete in the case against West Virginia's law blocking males from women's sports. And the mother of Adelia Cross, who was on the Bridgeport Middle School's track team with the transgender athlete, told Fox News, when Adelia first told us, she told us that the trans athlete was telling her and other girls, "Suck my dick." Trans athlete was saying to her, coming up and saying to her, "I'm going to stick my dick in your pussy and also in your ass. At a different times, a trans athlete was saying these things to her. According to Abby Cross, Adelaide's mother said. Well, no one will be surprised by that, guys. These people are disgusting. They need mental health, and this isn't going to help them in their case. I can tell you that right now, fam. And Matt is today's News Blitz. Crazy. They're all fucking psychos, guys. All of them. And it's only getting worse, fam. The more that these young people have, because again, like, all this stuff really ramped up like within the last decade, and like we've been saying, like, we haven't seen like the true like manifestation of cutting off all your genitals and at a young age and just hopping you up on all kinds of hormones and completely fucking with your body, taking all kinds of SSRI drugs just to manage all the feelings and emotions for fucking with your body, and these evil demonic parents that are allowing this shit to happen to their kids and doing it, and in some cases even doing it to their own kids physically. It's really fucked up, and it's pure fucking evil at this point. And we ain't afraid to say that at this stage in the game. And we're going to continue to see more of that today, unfortunately, as another one, a white liberal, decided it was a good idea to try to block ICE officers and end up getting killed in the process. And everything's on video. So we'll break it all down, guys. It's absolutely crazy. All right, guys, let's get to the gold pills. Enemy, my enemy, thank you for the cookie. Jack Attack, as always, up there with a cookie. SBF Chief with a can. Send your polio. It's fucking around. Find out Wednesday. Let's go. You're absolutely right, my friend. 02 and on with the shades. Wix Vix with a cookie. Test Girl says with a phone. Representative Luna. Based on testimony today, I have enough evidence to believe both Governor Tim Walz and Keith Ellison were knowingly complicit in a Somali fraud scheme in Minnesota. And this is why I'm saying I'm not surprised all this new bullshit on the ground in Minneapolis is starting to kick off now. All these events were going down today. Their government, these people in the crosshairs as far as all these scandals and fraud. And oh, by the way, and then we get another distraction today with one of these lefties getting shot, getting killed by ICE, and all the outrage. It's all the same playbook, fam. Hello, Moo, the cookie, Scott 17, Eric Super Patriot, and Soft Analysis just jumping in for a second. Are you going to show Bongino? No, my friend, I'm not going to be showing Bongino. This is my show. I'm doing my show tonight. I thought he was going live on his own show, but he's doing a podcast appearance tonight, which I'll have to watch the replay. But no, man, I'm doing my own show. This is my time. This is when I do it. So I'll have to catch the replay. But watch his shit after you're done watching me. Let's just put it that way. Thank you guys for the gold pills. We're at 2,600 and counting. Thank you all so much. 20K is that goal. Let's keep that rocking and rolling. Thank you to everyone on YouTube, Rumble, Kick, X, all the platforms. I see you guys as well. Thank you all for being here. Smash the like button, subscribe button. We're going to get into all the craziness right now. And I just wanted to bring this to you guys because there is sometimes some coincidences that are just too much to pass up. And this one in particular was one of my favorite all-time Call of Duty games. It was called Call of Duty Ghost. It came out years ago. Actually, 12 years to be specific. And when you know it, it was all about a team of elite warriors going into Venezuela to go kidnap the Venezuelan dictator. You can't make this shit up, guys. I love stuff like this. The synchronicities. Is it coincidence? Is it just chance? I don't know. Enjoy this video, and I'll see you on the other side of the intro. Take a watch.
Okay. Venezuela was already foretold to us. In this Call of Duty, the United States sent special forces in order to take over the dictator of Venezuela. Caracas, Venezuela, to be exact. But this is where it gets crazy. Pay attention. This Call of Duty came out 12 years ago. Want to know what else happened 12 years ago? Nicolas Maduro started his presidency 12 years ago. Look at the opening scene to the final act.
To us, Rourke was a legend. A man could walk through hell.
They based the game 12 years in the past. Is that...
So what that goes on quite a bit longer, but it's kind of irrelevant. Call of Duty Ghosts is set in 12 years in the future from now. And at the start of the game, it says 12 years previous, and it shows America invading and overthrowing Venezuela, which is right now. So again, is that just coincidence number 5? Okay.
Woke Society's fan, you know it's time to go. Grab your popcorn, sit back now, enjoy the show. Severe and non on the mic, so come on, enjoy the flow. The wave is rising and you know it's only gonna grow. Thanks for tuning in to the land of the real. But it's like the Twilight Zone, the plan is surreal. It'll blow your mind when the plan is revealed. Bring your thoughts to light, all the plans they conceal. Grab your flashlight, it's time to go down the rabbit hole. It's dark and hell is hot, dealing with satanic souls. The tide is turning, patriots are now in control. Apply aggressive pressure right now until they fold. Stay woke, open up your eyes and keep them peeled. All they do is lie, realize not everything is real. Through Project Looking Glass, the future is revealed. Future proves past, but there won't be any deals. No time like the present for this music with the messages. The method to my madness, beat the madness to my method. Give you nothing but the truth now to capture your attention. Broke free from the matrix, master the dimensions. People swear they know the truth, but aren't asking any questions. Confirmation bias, so they pass on interventions. For those who know the truth, but they pass it just to mention. Of anything you might say, the passes their defenses. Wake up, and don't you dare go back to sleep. Always keep one eye open for demons on the creep. Once you turn into a wolf, you won't ever be a sheep. A worldwide awakening, so now run and tell your peace. Woke Society's fan, you know it's time to go. Grab your popcorn, sit back now, enjoy the show. Severe and non on the mic, so come on, enjoy the flow. The wave is rising and you know it's only gonna grow. Thanks for tuning in to the land of the real. But it's like the Twilight Zone, the plan is surreal. It'll blow your mind when the plan is revealed. Bring your thoughts to light, all the plans they conceal.
Did he just step on my shoes? Yes, I did. His negatory levels are over 5,000. Impossible. He's a half-breed.
This isn't even my final form.
Here's the Chief Super Nigga 2. I can't stop that. His power levels are surging. Special beam shoe scar! Baby mama backhand! Impossible! He's mastered Ultra Hood State. It's time to end this, nigga rod. No way. Super Nigga 3 Ultra unemployed? They gonna need all 7 Dragon Bloods to wish your ass back. Coming! Coming! Ah!
Would you like fries for that?
All right, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. It's Scott here from Woke Societies. It's episode number 1026. Welcome to all of our friends over on Rumble, Kick, X, YouTube, and of course my favorite fam over on Pilled.net. I wanted to play that yesterday, guys. It's an homage to my childhood and a great play on for one of the best all-time animes ever. And I get it. If you're not nerding into anime like I was, me and my boys had one over the weekend where I had both of them watching the beginning stages of Dragon Ball Z, and we were watching it together. It was just one of those father-son moments where I was like, oh my god, incredible. And I saw this. If you don't get it, I'm not gonna even explain it, because if you do get it, you understand how fucking funny that was. Absolutely on fire. Thank you so much, fam. I love when he powers up and he's got the fro and then the blunt. It's perfect. It's just perfect. And you scuff the shoes, man. And like in my high school, like there wasn't too much really to fight about when I was growing up in high school. But if you scuff the shoes, you step on someone's new kicks, you scrape it. Oh yeah, it's a good chance you're gonna end up probably getting into a fist fight with half the hood in the school. No doubt about it. Becky says, I didn't get it. I'm a boomer. Yeah, no, it's okay. It's totally all right. That was not That was not your I guess your time frame. I'm trying to put this as nicely as I can, but it's okay. It's okay. I am not of that generation, so we're gonna have some mixing going on here once in a while. But either way, guys, welcome into the show. Smash the like button over on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Welcome in, guys. We're getting into everything right now. Shit's popping off everywhere. Trump's making power moves that are changing the course of the entire planet. And we're going to get into that first, and then we're going to dive into everything going down in Minneapolis. It's because it's popping off. Thank you, Scott17, Eric Super Patriot. Soffanel says, just jumping in for a second. Thank you, my friend. And Soffanel says, cool, Scott, give you some cookies later, man. Appreciate it, my friend. And Berg Boy coming in hot with a big fat ship says, as RFK Jr. been listening to you, he referred to fraud as business aids. He probably has, my friend, probably has. And Sal, I think what RFK Jr. all he did essentially today, because we don't talk a crazy amount of Maha news because we only do when RFK Jr. or his team release something crazy big, which is actually today. But I think they took a page out of South Park. And I'm going to show you guys exactly what I mean by that later on. Thank you, though, my friend, for the ship. And Senior Post has watched the sign language translator during the Minneapolis mayor's press conference when he says, get the fuck out. Yeah, no, it's I got it all here, friends. We're going to get into it all, so I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for all the love. We're almost at 5,000 gold pills and counting. Let's keep that rocking and rolling. Reshare reshare the streams, everything you got to do, guys. I super appreciate it. So we are coming off, guys, an historic time that happened over the weekend with taking Maduro. We covered it ad nauseum. It's been 3 days of coverage of that. I think you guys have a really good idea of really the super 40,000 foot view of everything that's going on. Not just the retarded surface level takes of this is just about oil. This is about the Jews and the other retardation that's out there. We really got into a deep dive of what's happening here and what Trump is basically issuing as the big fucking stick that is now our Western Hemisphere, or the Donroe Doctrine, and that is going to continue. And we saw just the beginning of it. Just the beginning of it, because we were literally talking about yesterday, guys. What did we bring up yesterday? I said not too many people are really talking about, and that was the Shadow Fleet. And I basically described to you guys as the Shadow Fleet. They're a bunch of mercenaries that they deal in oil. And they deal in oil to sanctioned countries. Any of these countries from Iran, Russia, if China is in there, Africa, you wrap up all these countries in there. They're basically like a rogue service that Russia and all these other countries use to transfer these oils to get around sanctions. They've been doing this for a long time until Trump came into town. There wasn't really anyone that was stopping any of this, and this was happening in our backyard. So this has been going down, and as soon as for a little while, about one of these ships that was running away and trying their hardest to get the fuck out of our hemisphere back into their hemisphere. And it was a couple of these Shadow Fleet ships. But the thing is, again, the surface level takes of so much of this were, well, they just chasing it because it has oil. And we're going to find out here, there was really no oil on this tanker. And I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about here. But as soon as the show ended, this is where everything went to, as U.S. seizes Venezuela-linked Russian-flagged oil tanker after a weeks-long pursuit. And it's funny they say this is Russian-flagged. It's really not Russian-flagged. They were changing their flag. They swapped it out. They changed the name of the ship at least once. And they've been doing this for a long time, thinking that this was going to actually trick the United States military. Of course it didn't. And the fact is that our guys, our National Guard and military, was chasing this ship for a very long distance. And I was like, man, they're putting a ton of resources in just capturing the ship. I know optically you can't let it go, but there's got to be something else going on here. Why is Trump going so hard after these specific ships of what's been deemed as what they call the Dark Fleet? Well, they're not so dark anymore because we got two of their ships from the Donroe Doctrine. As we know, is going to be cleaning up the Western Hemisphere. We've been talking about this for days now. The seizure of the Marinera is the headliner this morning, given that Russian warships and a submarine are nearby, raising the risk that the situation could spiral out of control after Moscow warned the Trump admin in recent days to back off the tanker. And what have we been talking about, guys, the last few days? How embarrassed, absolutely embarrassed the Chinese and the Russians are at this point. They cannot protect their allies. They got kicked in the teeth. Maduro got kicked in the balls. Venezuela is now America. We own that shit. And on top of that, you had Russian warships basically putting out messaging and submarines saying, do not come after that tanker. It's ours. Do not do anything to it. And guess what? Guess what Trump did? We did it anyways because this is what superpowers do. Within the last hour, U.S. Southern Command wrote on X that U.S. forces apprehended a stateless, sanctioned Dark Fleet motor tanker without incident. Southcom said the interdicted vessel, MT, also known as Sophia, was operating in international waters and conducting illicit activities in the Caribbean Sea. U.S. Coast Guard is escorting Sophia to the U.S. for final disposition. And Southcom concluded the post by signaling the Don Roe Doctrine. Through Operation Southern Spear, the Department of War is unwavering in its mission to crush illicit activity in the Western Hemisphere. We will defend our homeland and restore security and strength across the Americas. This is the Don Roe Doctrine being fully utilized. And we are just at the beginning stages of it, guys. You are going into our waters and transferring money, transferring oil, drugs. It doesn't matter what it is. We are going to come up to you, punch you in the face, and take everything that you have. And then you're going to be indicted in a court of law in the United States. This is exactly what Trump has warned everybody. This is a warning shot to any other country adversary that thinks they're going to try to pull the shit they've been getting away with for decades in our side of the hemisphere. But those days are officially over. This was some of that footage, guys, of this this ghost fleet that they were they went on not one but two different ships, and there's no audio here. This was the unclassified video, and this is just some of it, guys, of the helicopters dropping the National Guard, them moving up on these ships. There was literally no pushback. Obviously no pushback from any of this. This is the National Guard going up to where the captain is, where obviously the control of the ship is, and they took full control, and without incident, helicopters chilling right there. There is nothing these guys can do. And if they were to fight it out with National Guard, they'd obviously would have been completely wiped out. And that was not going to end well for any of them. These videos are out all over the place. This is what American dominance looks like. This is what power projection looks like as well. And again, this is all optics. This is all messaging to everybody. Everybody, that you're not going to get away with this shit anymore in our hemisphere. It's not going to be allowed. And this was also one of the other ships out in the Caribbean. And this is what they, another more video of them taking that as well. These videos are all over the place, guys. It's fantastic. And again, this is exactly what I voted for. But this was something interesting because I'm like, this is weird. Why would they go so hard after the ship? Again, I know optically they have to. They just did the Don Roe Doctrine, right? And I saw this. This is from Austin Intuit. It says, yesterday I published an analysis on the tanker Marinera, arguing that this was not a routine sanctions evasion case and not a simple oil shipment problem because the behavior around this vessel did not fit commercial logic and instead tracked with mission logic. 3 hours later, the Wall Street Journal confirmed that Russia has deployed naval units, including a submarine, to escort Marinera through the North Atlantic. Oh, isn't that interesting? What did Russia want? Russia wanted this ship to be escorted through where? The North Atlantic. You guys know what the North Atlantic is? Oh, that's right. That's right by Greenland. Interesting that this happened as all this is going down. So Russia wanted them to go through the North Atlantic, including a submarine, to escort Marinera through the North Atlantic and deter any U.S. attempt to board or seize her. Well, guess what? Russia got their teeth kicked in again. States do not assign submarines to protect field cargo, and they do not escalate naval posture to defend a marginal tanker. A submarine escort is not asset protection, and it's not commercial risk management, but a deterrence. Signaling used when cargo, passengers, or onboard capability are politically or strategically sensitive. In my report, I assessed that Marinera was likely tied to the movement of high-value personnel, ISR capability, or sensitive mission equipment, and that the early U.S. interests combined with Russia's political response suggested this was being treated as a protective transfer rather than a commercial shipment. The Russian decision to deploy naval escorts, including a submarine, aligns with the assessment that because oil and a rusty hull are replaceable, while people and capabilities are not, this is why this case is now being handled as a contested movement operation rather than a shipping issue. This is also why it is drawing military assets, why is it being defended in the open, and why it should be analyzed as a strategic transfer problem rather than protecting a comparatively worthless shadow fleet asset. The escort, as I predicted in my report, confirms that Marinera is not about a sanctioned oil and never was. And the big giveaway with all this, guys, is very simple. And again, I did not know any of this. Like, I'm no expert, guys, on rigs, oil ships, any of this shit, guys. What I do here in my studio every day is what I do for a living. And what I found out is that this ship right here, this was the ship. And when it's filled with oil, the majority of this white part that you guys see here, or the hull, Hull, is underwater when this thing is filled with oil. And the fact that it wasn't was a huge giveaway for anyone that knows what they're talking about in this arena. And they said immediately, there's no oil on that ship. If there was, this part would not be showing out of the ocean. It would be in the water. So it must be carrying something else. What is it carrying? And why is it so important? And Tanker Trackers is the one that pointed this out. This is the account that I saw it from. Folks, who see how the top dark part of the Marinara, the hull is high above the water, exposing the lower gray part. That means she's empty of oil. If she was carrying oil, you wouldn't see that gray part. It would be underwater. Very interesting. Did not know that myself. And a huge giveaway, guys, of what's going on here is the tracker of this ship from where it originally came from. It originally came from where? It originally came from Iran. It left Iran on August 19th. It used a fake signal location to pretend it was further south as it was coming down across Africa. Spotted in the Mediterranean Sea a few times. And then it looks like here on December 21st, after turning around, the tanker sent distress signals from this location on December 21st. Why? Well, the U.S. Navy was parked out there. We ain't going anywhere over there. They then turned their signal locator off and it popped back up on January 1st. The tanker broadcast its location January 1st after more than 2 weeks of sailing dark. So I want you guys to get this. This ship never docked in Venezuela. It originally came from Iran. And then Russia was trying to protect it and get it out of the hands of the United States. What this tells me, guys, is this probably was carrying drones, carrying people, carrying something that we may never find out what it is, but it's probably something that's not going to help the negotiations with Russia and Ukraine. I can tell you that right now, because if it's something that was being used against the United States, you know damn well Trump is going to call that out, and that's going to be part of these part of these negotiations and us having a hand in fixing all this. Very interesting. So it never went to Venezuela. It never docked there. It was on its way there, but it came directly from Iran. And the interesting part about this is, again, this is now, again, law enforcement. Law enforcement jurisdiction. And this is what Pam Bondi said. Today, the United States executed a seizure warrant for the Bella 1, a crude oil tanker responsible for transporting sanctioned oil from Venezuela and Iran. The Bella 1 was previously designated by OFAC for its role in sanctions evasion network responsible for supporting foreign terrorist organizations. They're basically, I think you guys said in the chat, modern day pirates. That's what these people are. They have no allegiance. They move oil for sanctioned countries that are banned from doing so. They're basically the mercenary pirates they call themselves a shadow fleet that work for all kinds of these countries. As a consequence of failing to obey the Coast Guard's orders, members of this vessel are under full investigation and criminal charges will be pursued against all culpable actors. DOJ is monitoring several other vessels for similar enforcement action. Anyone on any vessel who fails to obey instructions from the Coast Guard or other federal officers will be investigated and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. So she thanks everyone that was involved. A huge joint operation again, and they're taking all these clowns into custody, which is absolutely fantastic. Guys, this is what America first, outside our borders, international waters, our hemisphere, this is what it looks like. This is what power projection looks like. I've been wondering for a while, again, how does China really feel about what happened? Well, let's listen to it. They're very upset. We're taking our oil back when they thought it was theirs.
The United States has brazenly resorted to the use of force against Venezuela and demanded that America First be applied when Venezuela disposes of its own oil resources. This is a typical act of bullying, a serious violation of international law, and a grave infringement on Venezuela's sovereignty that also severely undermines the rights of Venezuelan people. China strongly condemns...
Imagine China lecturing us on law and international law and just following the rules in general. Fuck China. They break every fucking law and that you can possibly imagine.
This. I would like to stress that the legitimate rights and interests of China and other countries in Venezuela must be protected. The United States has long imposed illegal unilateral sanctions on Venezuela's oil sector and has recently brazenly used force against Venezuela, dealing a severe blow to the country's economic and social order and also threatening the stability of global production and supply chains. China has already issued strong condemnation in this regard. I would like to reiterate that cooperation between China and Venezuela is a cooperation between sovereign states and is protected by international law and laws of both countries.
Sovereign states, international law. They sound like the fucking Dems, guys. They sound like the cancerous corporate media. And what happened was our superpower called the United States under Donald Trump kicked every one of these clowns straight square in the face. And there is nothing they can do about it besides doing PR curated bullshit messages that nobody gives a shit about. China is on the out in Venezuela, and they're soon going to be on the out in the entire hemisphere in this part of the world. And that's how it's going to go. And the thing is, guys, there is, and again, Trump and his team know what they're doing. And I got this report, it was sent to me by a bunch of people. Just because Maduro is out in Venezuela does not mean, guys, that the entire country is cleaned of some evil individuals. Out in Venezuela, outside the military, there are a whole bunch of gangs, motorcycle gangs, you name it, that are just as violent and disgusting, that are tracking down apparently anyone that's celebrating any of this, and especially MAGA. Venezuela issues 90-day order to arrest anyone backing U.S. attack as armed motorcycle gangs hunt down Trump supporters in Caracas. Gangs of armed men on motorcycles are patrolling the streets of Caracas looking for supporters of Donald Trump and his military operation in Venezuela with the support of at least one key government official. Because you guys have to imagine, everyone that stayed in line in Venezuela, they're still out there. Their head honcho that was paying them to live the way they were living is now gone. Everything's up in the air right now. And the people that are celebrating their demise, yeah, they have something to say about it. They're called the Colectivos, or a group of paramilitary militias that still support deposed leader Nicolas Maduro and have been searching vehicles at checkpoints. The bikers, many of them masked and armed with AKs, have searched phones and cars looking for evidence of people backing Trump's action in Caracas as an official tool of the state. In the wake of Maduro's arrest, a 90-day state of emergency put in place by the Venezuelan government orders police to immediately begin the national search and capture of everyone involved in the promotion or support for the armed attack by the United States. And this is the type of stuff, guys, I'm talking about. They need to get a grip on the leadership and get this fucker, this bitch, this vice president out. And they need to install someone and get rid of these types of groups. And it's not even going to be up to the United States. It should be up to the military. And what I learned, guys, about the military in Venezuela, there are, I believe, 2,000, maybe even more at this point, but I believe it's around, they have 2,000 generals, okay? They had Maduro, and they had 2,000 generals that literally control all different aspects of Venezuela. You have a general that can control commercial businesses. You have a general that controls the ports, controls this, controls that. And it's set up that way to prevent a coup from happening from inside the military to establish their control. This is how they've been doing it. And the people were saying, like, why doesn't the military just do an uprising against Maduro? And just think about it, fam. How hard would it be to just get 1,000 generals on the same page, let alone the other half on the same page to carry it out? Because everyone that lives in that lived in that country before, as Maduro was running it, they all spy on each other. They all rat each other out, because if you have no loyalty, you're going to immediately be tortured and killed, or be in prison for the rest of your life, or all three. That's how they were able to maintain control. You have, all it takes is one rat to rat anyone out that's even thinking about it. They'll all end up dead and they'll get replaced, and then on and so forth. You know, the United States military does not have anywhere near that many generals because it'd be so chaotic. Imagine 2,000 people making decisions when it's really boiled down to basically what we have in the United States, a very centralized, very small unit at the top, and then it breaks down to the rest of the military from there. That's how they're able to do this. It's going to be very interesting to see how they pan this out. But just because Maduro is out does not mean the violence is still not there in Venezuela. It's still there. It absolutely is. And Rubio came out and said it in regards to these ships, in regards to Venezuela. This is ours now. And they will listen to what we have to say.
Point. It's a very interesting point. One of those ships that was seized that had oil in the Caribbean, you know what the interim authorities are asking for in Venezuela? They want that oil that was seized to be part of this deal. They understand that the only way they can move oil and generate revenue and not have economic collapse is if they cooperate and work with the United States, and that's what we see are going to happen. We got to go talk to the House, guys. I apologize. Point.
And the thing is, too, guys, which we found out, that yes, I think it's like between 30 and 50 million barrels of oil. They're coming directly to the United States first. And it was announced today by Trump that after all this is settled, once all this once the machine starts moving again, that America is now controlling Venezuela, the United States and Venezuela will be buying all American products going forward. And America will be the top dog as far as who is going to be getting those exports from our people to them. This is all being controlled by Rubio, Hegseth, Trump, and team. That's the way this is all going down. Johnny Q says that Venezuelan gang threat is already being neutralized as we speak. It's Diosdado Cabello's remnant attached to Delcy. That's interesting because that Delcy... That's the bitch that, again, immediately after Maduro got taken, was in front of the cameras demanding that Trump and team bring Maduro back. Like, the moment you said that, we already know. Like, she's like you said, Johnny, on borrowed time. There's no way you're going to be... If you're not playing ball right now with the United States and you even detract a little bit, you're going to be fucking gone. They're going to replace you and you'll be on the out. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Absolutely. And again, the messaging from Trump's top people in his cabinet, all the way down to the press secretary, because it's a new year, guys, we're back to work. It's all unified messaging.
With respect to Venezuela, the Trump administration, led by Secretary Rubio, the vice president, and the president's entire national security team, is in close correspondence with the interim authorities in Venezuela. We obviously have maximum leverage over the interim authorities in Venezuela right now, and the president has made it very clear that this is a country within the United States, the Western Hemisphere, close by the United States, that is no longer going to be sending illegal drugs to the United States of America. It's no longer going to be sending and trafficking illegal people and criminal cartels to kill American citizens as they have in the past. And the president is fully deploying his peace through strength foreign policy agenda. So we're continuing to be in close coordination with the interim authorities, and their decisions are going to continue to be dictated by the United States of America.
And that's exactly how it's going to be done. We dictate the conditions, the policies. We will do it all. That's how this is all going down. And the guy that is going to be basically handling the portfolio of all the logistics of this, he was out doing basically a big interview today. And this is what he had to say about how this is all going to go down.
The president recently announced your role in executing the plan to turn over between 30 to 50 million barrels of sanctioned oil to the U.S. We learned about that as an investment community yesterday. What can you share about the recent announcement and talk about the plans to execute this?
Yeah, so look, I'm working directly in cooperation with the Venezuelans. And we are going to, this is the crude that's backed up in onshore storage and that's in offshore floating storage. We're just going to get that crude moving again and sell it, just like we did in our businesses. We're going to market the crude coming out of Venezuela first, this backed up stored oil, and then indefinitely going forward, we will sell the production that comes out of Venezuela into the marketplace. We will have U.S. as the supplier of diluent that's got to go down there to enable that production. We're going to have that flowing again. And as we make progress with the government, we'll enable the importing of parts and equipment and services to kind of prevent the industry from collapsing, stabilize the production, and then as quickly as possible start to see it growing again. And of course, in the long run, create the conditions that the major American companies that were there before, or maybe that weren't there before but want to be there, will go in. The resources are immense. This should be a wealthy, prosperous, peaceful energy powerhouse. That's the plan.
That's the plan, guys. That is exactly what they're going to enact. They're going to stabilize the country. They have to rid the country of the cancer. They are currently doing that right now. I am sure, guys, again, I am sure CIA is all over the place over there. They got all kinds of resources and assets out there, tracking these people down, getting all this shit cleared out and cleaned away because there's too much there. The big dogs, guys, with the petrodollar, you're not going to fucking stop that. This is already in the works. It's just a matter of time, and everyone's going to get in line. This is the Don Rowe doctrine. This is it playing out in real time. They'll stabilize the country, get the government set, and then they'll be on their way. The investments will pour in, and of course, they're going to make sure the Venezuelans are going to immensely, profit off this. Everyone's going to be eating and eating good. That's how this is all going to go down. And like I said, the funny fucking thing about all this, guys, it's amazing how God works in mysterious ways and in sometimes really humorous, ironic ways. When I just said about those tankers, those shadow fleets, and where Russia wanted them to run off to, like I told you, it's this gap here. There's Greenland right here. There's Greenland. This gap here between Greenland and the UK, it's called the GI-UK gap. This is where that shadow fleet was trying to swim through. And if you needed any more ammunition on top of what we just did with Venezuela to add to the narrative that, yeah, we really need Greenland, we really need to shore up the Arctic, you can't get any better than this. Having these shadow fleets using our waters right by Greenland to try to get away and get back to Russia. Ain't gonna fucking happen. This is where that fleet was trying to get through, those two ships, and they got stopped. It wasn't going to happen. And wouldn't you know it, the news also broke last night as the show was ending. Rubio straight up tells lawmakers U.S. intends to buy Greenland. It's already a done deal, guys. I hope everyone knows this. This is going to happen under Trump. There is no way by the end of Trump's term that we don't have Greenland. In fact, fam, we might have Greenland by, I would probably say a lot of people, I think whatever it is, it's Polymarket. I think they had the biggest bet and had this done by March or April. That's what I see going down here. Marco Rubio told lawmakers the U.S. intends to pursue the purchase of Greenland, straight up purchase it. Rubio's comments in Congress came to, as the administration continues to antagonize European allies on Greenland's strategic value while stopping short of committing to military action. The White House has said that all options remain available to the president, but stressed that the current focus is on the financial transaction, according to an exclusive from the Wall Street Journal. And fam, this is the thing. The Danes right now have full control of Greenland. Guess what? Greenland probably has no problem having the Danes being to get off to have that the control over them, to be swept away, and have America to have full autonomy. And guess what? They get all the benefits of being whatever they're going to call it. They're going to annex it. They don't have to annex Greenland. There's going to be deals made, and deals made to where the people of Greenland will have their sovereignty. They'll have their laws. They'll have everything they already have. They're just going to have the benefits of having America and shared resources. And guess what? You're also going to get the benefit of our military to protect you as well. And as you can see, our military will actually protect our friends, unlike China and Russia. It's a no-brainer. And the funny thing about all this, guys, is that this puts NATO in a really weird position because they're all about, right, wanting to protect against the Russian menace from causing World War III. Well, if you don't want World War III, then the United States having Greenland will be a great way, a really great way to prevent that from happening. They are in a huge pickle here now, guys, and they don't know what to do. And it's funny because they're throwing this out there, and we don't know. Are they just going to let Trump in? I believe they will. But here's one of the NATO committee chairman. His name's Fillinger. What a gay name, from Austria, threatening Trump, saying if he annexes Greenland, they are going to confiscate all United States bases in Europe. Go ahead and try, bitch.
If you take it, we take every single base of the Americans from Aviano to Ramstein, from Romania to all the other military bases will be confiscated and you will lose it. And the whole position of America
sounds like a win to me. We don't need you, bitch.
American power since World War II. If you take Greenland, you have to leave. It's very simple, Mrs. Miller. This is the leverage we have. You need the spaces for global power projection. You won't have it. And we can defend ourselves very well, and we will do.
Oh, yeah, you guys can defend yourselves really well.
That without the U.S. nuclear shield.
As the third world invaders invade your countries, rape your women, kill your men, and completely replace you.
Without the U.S. troops in Europe, without the American bases, we will simply run these bases ourselves, and we run your boys home into Chicago and Ohio. And goodbye. If you go extreme, we go extreme as well. Be sure about it.
Very confident from this soy boy, right? Very confident. You think this guy is going to dictate to Donald Trump how that's going to go down? Of course it's not. Of course not. It's crazy. And this is why, like, again, the blame the Jews for everything. They've lost so much credibility with me. And when you look at the moves being made here, this is all about hurting China, all about hurting Russia. This is what this is all about, and maintaining sovereignty in our part of the globe. Moscow, all the Moscow bases, guys, from a strategic military assets point on the Kola Peninsula, they're all next to Finland. This is where the Russian ICBM silos, submarine bases, and their strategic bombers are. If you look at the flight path from Kola to anywhere on the lower 48, then everything goes over Greenland. And this is basically the map here, guys. This is where a lot of the Russian bases right here, next to Finland, right here on this really, this pink spot, anything that they would have to send over would immediately go over where? Immediately go over Greenland. This cannot happen. This cannot be the case. And this is so easy to see, and this has been something talked about for decades from many presidents. It's a no-brainer. And Just Human says it. The price of buying Greenland now will be much less than the cost of losing it in the Arctic to Russia and China in the near future. And this is why I say to all these fucking clowns that are bitching about all these moves being made, are we supposed to just sit by, guys, and watch other countries take resources literally all around us and just passively let them take it just because we don't want to be the white conquerors anymore? We don't want to be the police of the world anymore. Fuck that, guys. Fuck that. That's a loser mentality. That's exactly what this is. Take it now before our enemies get it. It's very simple. And Rubio said it straight up today. He's going to Greenland next week. As if this guy has more on his plate to do. He's going out.
To discuss the situation in Greenland. And
I'll be meeting with him next week.
But will you take military intervention off the table?
I'm not here to talk about Denmark or military intervention. I'll be meeting with them next week. We'll have those conversations with them then. And but I'm not having anything further to add to that
today. Can you clarify your comments to lawmakers? Does the U.S. intend to buy Greenland? Does the U.S. intend to buy Greenland? Can you clarify your comments to lawmakers this week?
Well, that's always been the president's intent from the very beginning. He said it very early on. I mean, this is not new. He talked about it in his first term. And he's not the first U.S. president that has examined or looked at how could we acquire Greenland. There's an interest there. But so I just reminded them of the fact that not only did Truman want to do it, but President Trump's been talking about this since his first term.
That is very true. And it's going to get done this time around. There's no doubt about it. And it's funny, guys, like as soon as Rubio's done with this mission, I have a feeling, guys, you guys have seen Lord of the Rings, right? Like the Ring of Power. That's still out there, by the way. You thought Frodo destroyed it, but he didn't. He fucked up. I don't know if you guys know this, but as soon as Rubio's done with this, Rubio's probably going to be flown out to Middle Earth because, again, obviously, the ring must be taken deep into Mordor and cast back in the fiery chasm from which it came. There's only one who can do this. One must do this. Not Frodo. It's not Samwise. It's not any of those guys. Who is it, guys? It is Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio, the man of multiple hats. He will be out there to destroy the Ring of Power as well. That's probably his next mission as soon as he's done shoring up Greenland for America. And I have no problem with that whatsoever. But this is the key. This is the key here, guys. This is the key. Trump told NATO, basically humiliated NATO today in many different forms with one Truth Social post, okay? This is what he said. Remember, for all those big NATO fans, they were at 2% GDP and most weren't paying their bills until I came along. USA was foolishly paying for them. I respectively got them to 5% GDP and they pay immediately. Everyone said that couldn't be done, but it could because beyond all else, they are all my friends. Without my involvement, Russia would have all of Ukraine right now. Remember, Also, I single-handedly ended 8 wars in Norway. A NATO member foolishly chose not to give me the Nobel Peace Prize. But that doesn't matter. What does matter is that I saved millions of lives. Russia and China have zero fear of NATO without the United States. And I doubt NATO would be there for us if we really needed them. That part right there, fam. That line right there completely delegitimizes NATO. Russia and China have zero fear of NATO without the United States. And then he says, and I doubt NATO would be there for us if we really needed them. This completely delegitimizes the entire NATO anything. The reasoning for existing. Everyone is lucky that I rebuilt our military my first term and continue to do so. We will always be there for NATO, even if they won't be there for us. The only nation that China and Russia fear and respect is the Donald J. Trump rebuilt USA, Make America Great Again, President Donald Trump. That is a takedown and a master of narratives right there. And this guy sums it up perfectly from Sightbringer. Trump is playing planetary custody. This is vault warfare. The U.S. reclassified Venezuela, as we know. Is this the one that I wanted to do? No, it wasn't. Hold on, fam. I got to get this. That was the one I had from yesterday. Good thing I remember all these things are. I don't know how I remember all this shit, guys, but I do. Let me find it. It was such a good breakdown of this. Here it is. Got it. We do it live, fam. Fuck it. We do it live. Here we go. This is the moment NATO died in the American subconscious. This post is the burial. Trump doesn't question NATO's loyalty. He strips it of an ontological legitimacy. He rewrites its meaning entirely. NATO is no longer a sacred covenant. It is an ungrateful tenant on American property. It exists because America has not yet evicted it. He frames the terms as personal credit, security as a favor extended, and peace as a gift he gave. There is no we in this architecture, only Trump and those who either benefited from him or failed to repay him. He builds an inverse Oracle 5. If the U.S. is attacked, NATO might hesitate. If Europe is attacked, Trump will decide. That decision is not bound by treaty, is bound by mood, by deal structure, by whether they paid. This is not a bluff. It's a new reality already in motion. Foreign capitals are adjusting. Diplomats are speaking contingency tones. Defense ministries are accelerating rearmament not to match Russia, but to prepare for post-American NATO. In this new geometry, alliances are rented, not sworn. Deterrence is a subscription. Protection is loyalty gated. The hidden core of this message is dominance. I doubt NATO would be there for us is not a lament. It is a test of dependence. It dares NATO to prove it still exists when Trump stops believing in it. He doesn't withdraw from NATO. He dematerializes it, replaces it with his own gravitational field. Everyone now orbits that field, whether they admit it or not. This post is the replacement of Article 5 with what they call Article Trump. You are defended as long as you are useful, differential, and paid up. Otherwise, you are on your own. That, fam, is exactly what Trump has said and is doing. You pay your bills. We're not getting raped anymore. We're not paying for your country. Yeah, maybe we'll come to your aid. Would you have come to our aid if Russia and China attacked us? We don't think you would have. You guys see the messaging here? This is why, guys, the NATO chief was freaking the fuck out a couple of weeks ago. Why the UK is freaking out like crazy. Five Eyes countries are freaking out like crazy. They don't know how to handle this shit. They have no idea. And you guys want to see Europe's response? You want to see what the response is, guys? I'm not even joking. The European Union decided to make a video of themselves and all different groups here, races, all different kinds of Europeans, doing a dance video. This isn't AI, this is real. Can you imagine this representing us, fam? I feel like the military under Kamala Harris. TikTok viral military. Super gay, super stupid. Absolutely incredible. All right, guys. We are going to be going into Minneapolis now. Hope you guys are ready. It's getting hot and spicy. It looks like there is a ton of violence picking up already, and it's not going to go anywhere. We need to move everyone over to pill.net right now. On Kick, X, Rumble, YouTube. Thank you guys so much for joining us on all the platforms. You guys rock. Please smash the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. We do all of our show. If you guys want the full show, the best parts of the show, just come to Pilled. We don't cut off Pilled. You guys get the full 2-hour experience of woke studies every single day. You can donate over there. Subscribe over there, to become a subscriber, a monthly supporter of the show. However you want to do it, yearly supporter, however you want to do it, it's all on pill.net. It's no big tech, the best platform online for free speech, and that's what we're going to do. So thank you, everyone, over on Kick, X, Rumble, YouTube. You guys are fantastic. We'll see you over on pill.net. Until then, guys, it's time to get into Somaliland and Minnesota because someone got killed, and we're going to break this all down. We'll see you guys over there. Goodbye, my friends. All right.